Howdy, folks. Welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I got my Georgia hat on because that's the university that Bill Anderson went to, and I just so happen to have a hat. I'm a Rutgers guy, just so you know, but I'll wear a Georgia hat in honor of Bill Anderson. This is a gift request of funRonni's. So, Ronnie, thank you. Ronnie's up here in the Northeast with me. I'm in Jersey, and she's in upstate New York. So there are a lot of traditional country fans. There are a lot of country music fans, even contemporary fans here, but we do traditional and non-pop country. This is part 3 of episode 2 of Bill Anderson's 50th anniversary celebration. This was done in, I think, 2010, 10 or 12. So it was like 14 or 16 years ago. I think Bill was about 70 or 72 here. And he's 88 now. So, and Vince Gill is hosting. So let's get into part 3. It's a 90-minute episode that I've broken down into 6 parts of about 15 minutes. And it goes in the documentary series playlist, which has phenomenal stuff in it, courtesy of the folks on the channel, like funRonni.
And it hit me. And that's one of my favorite rhymes I ever wrote, the opening line of that song. There I was in all of my innocence, loving you with all of my might. Come to find I didn't have any sense. I rhymed any sense with innocence. I said, that's bad enough to go with that chorus. I'll stick with it.
Bill, we was over in Branson with the grand ladies, and Helen Cornelius was with us. We got a request for that written out one night. Would y'all please sing Peel Me an Anner? She said, Peel Me an Anner? Yeah. And I said, yeah, it's a song. Roy Drusky recorded it. She said, yep. I never heard such. So I proceeded to sing it for her, and she said, oh, my God.
Speaking of that, I want to tell a story. You cut another song of mine not long after Slipping Away. You cut a song I wrote called At the Time.
Yep.
Which had the lines in there about...
At the time, I didn't know your name and I'd never seen your face. If you've never had a T-bone steak, saltine crackers taste just fine.
Yeah, and if you've never been to Paris, France, Big Spring, Texas, will suit you fine. Crazy thing. One night, that record is out and it's doing pretty good. I know what you're going. But it's got those kind of off-the-wall lyrics in it. Do you remember when Johnny Carson used to do the thing about stump the band and he'd go out in the audience? He was out in the audience with his microphone and some guy said, I've got a song. And Johnny gave him the microphone, and he started singing At the Time about if you've never had filet mignon, peanut butter will suit you fine or something. He sang about 3 or 4 lines, and Johnny Carson stopped. He said, wait, I've been doing this for a long time. That is the worst song I have ever heard in my life.
I can hear the original record.
So he thought that was even worse than Peel Me an Anner, I guess.
Well, what's the worst song that you ever wrote?
One of those two. Oh, Lord, you don't want to know.
Well, you know, everybody in here, I got a feeling, everybody in here has had one of the greatest hits, but they've also had one that they would not record again if they had the chance to.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Yep.
I'd have to think about that. There are some. Peel Me an Anner is the one I've taken a lot of kidding about. And, you know, I've taken a lot of kidding over the years about Walk Out Backwards. Every time you see these lists, people make these lists of terrible country song titles, Walk Out Backwards, and I'll think you're walking in is always on there.
I did Tia Gowen's rendition of that.
But, you know,
loved it.
Not everybody understands the way we write country songs sometimes.
Once I was talking about Peel Me an Anner, one time I was asked, a few years ago, I was asked to come out and speak to the group of volunteers at the Nashville Zoo. And so I said, okay, I can speak, you know, just to a group of them and say hello and everything. And I got out there, and there was a little band there, like 3 pieces or something, and they wanted me to sing. And I said, what can I sing that would apply to the zoo? And then it dawned on me, and I sang Peel Me an Anner.
What did the monkeys do?
I got around to them later, you know. Yeah, the monkeys and the elephants. And you were talking about great songs have other people can take it and make it their own. Harlan wrote, he was having quite a bit of success when we first moved here to Nashville and everything, and went on, of course. But the first 2 songs went into going pop. He said, I want to write one that can't go pop. I want to write a strict country song. And he wrote Busted, which all of a sudden was #1 rhythm and blues, pop, rock and roll, whatever, and Ray Charles.
He just couldn't get a break, could he?
Couldn't get a break. You can't categorize a great song.
Oh, I love it.
I've got a Bill Anderson story that very few people's ever heard.
Let's have it, Mr. Charles Leuven.
When he first joined the Grand Ole Opry, right along about the first, he wrote and recorded the Mama Sing a Song, which I thought is a good song. He sang it one night on the Opry. For some reason, the Leuven brothers was either next or was right in front of him. We were backstage when Bill came off of the stage. And he came around and he took an encore that night on Mama Sing a Song. And he came around the back of the stage and Ari was standing there. Bill was still singing Mama Sing a Song. And Ari said to Bill, well, she must have not been too damn hot because she never was on the Opry. Bill had the muscles and the size. He could have smoothed Ari out right there on the stage. But he didn't. He just looked at Ari and felt pity for him.
No, I did not. I mean, I was still in such awe of you guys. I mean, always was and will be. And I didn't know how to react to it. You know, I thought he was kidding. I hoped he, but you know, I didn't know exactly how to react to it. But I remember him saying that. Looking back on it now,
If you said something clever, he had to try to smooth it out so people wouldn't think it was a clever statement you made.
he was a genius in his own way.
Well, he did a lot of recitations himself.
Yes.
Ari was as good at recitations as Hank Snow or the gentleman from California who recorded This Old House.
Stuart Hamilton.
He was very good.
Yes, he was.
A lot of people are good at that. I'm not worth the flip at it. Ari was so good that I won't even try anything. I don't like the way I sound speaking. So I'll just stick with the singing. And speaking of singing, I've recorded probably more songs than very few people in this room that Bill Anderson wrote. He started my career as a solo artist in 1963. And since then, I suppose I've cut a dozen
Thank you.
Bill Anderson songs.
Well, I Don't Love You Anymore was the one. And then you had such a great record on Think I'll Go Somewhere and Cry Myself to Sleep.
By the
Thank
way,
you.
the best song, the cleverest song you ever sang or wrote was Sweet Texas. Nobody's picked up on that song. Capitol Records is going to release that song, and I was going to get to sing at Houston or wherever they have the bowl at. And the song says, the Cowboys are playing the Redskins on Sunday. Somebody saved me a seat. Bill was in New York in snow knee-deep and wondered what he was doing in New York in the snow when the weather was so nice in Texas. So he was really wanting to go to Texas and play Ernest Tubb on the jukebox and drink some of that Lone Star beer in Texas. Great songs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Charlie, I know all of us know and love and care about you and know you've been really struggling with your health. And as a group, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't just say thank you for all your contributions and some of the greatest records ever made.
That's awesome. That was good that Vince did that.
I might add to that, Vince, in late June, I was pronounced with pancreatic cancer. They tell me that's the meanest kind.
That's what got my daddy.
And so I was really down for 30 or 40 days. I didn't have a bite of anything solid, just liquid. And I lost from 158 pounds to 110 pounds. And now it's, for some good reason, or no reason at all, I have been able to start, for the last 7 days, eating solid food, and I've gained 3 or 4 pounds of weight.
That's
So,
a big deal at that time.
I want to say I appreciate the prayers of as many as 20 million people, and surely somebody must have had a direct line, because my cancer might be completely gone. Miracles are still happening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bill, I have a word I want to pass on to you. Besides your great gift, you've probably been one of the most professional men that's ever been in this business. You took care of business. You lived a clean life, and you took care of your business, and your longevity has been that of just a young person. You still have the energy of a young man.
Yeah.
And I say that because a lot of us didn't take care of ourselves or our business. We were talking about a few people earlier, and I was kind of in that crowd, and but I have great admiration for you because of that. You've stuck with it. You've not only been a great talent, but you've been a great man as well, and I mean that from all my heart.
Now, Charlie Pride's in this episode. There he is.
Coming from Dallas, Frazier, one of the greatest people that ever put a pen to a piece of paper writing a song. Man, thank you. That means more to me than you know. I'm honored that you're among this group that came here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
You sure didn't have to come here to sing a Bill Anderson song. You got plenty of your own.
I'm privileged to be here. Thank you.
You know who else is here today is Roy Clark.
Yes.
And
Oh, he is?
I'm sorry?
He says he thinks he
to me?
No, he's talking about you.
I just was saying that you came today.
I'm sorry. Do you have a microphone? I know I've already missed a lot of great stuff. Would you repeat the question? No?
This is funny.
There was a couple of things going through my mind. What did you say to lead me into this?
I just told Bill you were here, and
Yeah, I spoke to him earlier.
are you sitting at the same table with Gene Seeley? I mean, Gene
Now
Shepherd?
I can hear you. Somebody turn the knob up.
This was an attempt at another segue. I'm learning.
And I didn't help you at all, did I? There's a couple of things I'd like to get out of the way. First of all, to Charlie Leuven. We were down at Shot Jackson's one night, and I said, one of my dreams would be to sing with Charlie, sing one of the old Leuven Brothers songs, and me do the harmony. Well, he looked at me just as stern as he could, and he said, "You can't do it." I said, well, I've been known to sing a little harmony in the past. And so he said, all right, let's try it. He said, when I stopped dreaming. Went down on it like that. I did the second line, and he stopped and he said, right there, you're wrong. I said, what's wrong about it? He says, sometimes the lead becomes the harmony. That's what makes them so unique. Yeah. And it was, but I gave it an earnest try. Now you were talking about, I'm sure, our association, and a great song that turned my life around called The Tips of My Fingers. And what I learned today from Con Huntley is that maybe I'll go in and re-record it and call it, you had my love on the tips of your fingers. It's in there somewhere. But the history of the song, Tips of My Fingers and myself, go through Joe Allison. God bless him. He come to me one time. I had signed with Capitol Records as an instrumentalist because Ken Nelson said they had, they had so many singers that they couldn't find records for, or hit records, that if he went back and told them he'd signed another singer, he'd be in trouble. So him and Ken Nelson and Joe Allison got together, and because of the success of the first album, instrumental album, there was a little money that Ken could justify us going in and recording a single session. So Joe came to me and he said, I want you to hear something. And he played your record of Tips of My Fingers. Now Joe said, I have an idea that we can do this song again and change it a little and make it a big production. So and he got the okay from Ken Nelson. So the day that we were going to record, we were standing in the big studio, I think Studio A, at the Capitol Tower in California. And we were standing with Ken Nelson and Joe Allison. Well, Joe had told Hank Levine, now when you get ready and everybody gets tuned up, no false starts or anything, just take it from the top and go right through it. So we're standing there talking, and these musicians started coming in. I think there was 40 violinists, a half a dozen or more singers, a full orchestra. And Ken, as we were talking, kept looking over his shoulder. Finally, he said, I thought we were in Studio A today. And Joe said, we are. Ken said, you just cost me my job. There's no way I can justify this. So when they finally, the musicians got set and took it from the top, Ken come walking out, and he said, I was scared to death. He said, but relax, it's a hit. And it was. Bless your heart. If I can have a sip of water, there was a time in my past that I could have done my own. Wow. Singing in front of the maestro. You'll notice that I have taken the liberty on some of the high notes.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. That's a good place to stop. We'll pick up with Roy singing on the next episode. So that was just good stuff. I mean, I learned so much about the business by hearing these folks talk about the creative process, which I'm somewhat familiar with, but to hear them give their stories, it just sort of nails down some of the thoughts that I've had and teaches me things that I didn't know previously. And just the funny stories they've got, and just their personalities. Roy Clark, you knew that was going to be hilarious no matter what. Vince Gill is he's such a good MC. He's quick-witted. And they're the sad stories, Charlie Louvin talking about his failing health and all that stuff, but then coming back and saying that, he's feeling a lot better. Okay, good. And it's part of the business. It's part of the relationships everybody has. So I love it. All right. Ronnie, Feather Ronnie, no matter how you slice it, you're Ronnie. Thank you for this again. This goes in the documentary series playlist. And onward and upward, folks. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.
Loving you with all of my might. Come to find I didn't have any sense. I rhymed any sense with innocence. I said, that's bad enough to go with that chorus. I'll stick with it.